Fair housing regulations here in San Diego and across the country are in jeopardy tonight because of a new federal proposal. California Attorney General Rob Bonta is now pushing back. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Richard Allen in tonight for Steve Price. Bonta and 20 other attorneys general sent a letter to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, last week. Now, this letter urges them not to repeal rules that require affordable housing to be marketed fairly to all people. CBS 8's Steffi Roche looked into this proposal from HUD. And Steffi, you also spoke with a local housing expert on how this could impact really all Californians?
That's right, Richard. I spoke to a local housing expert about this very subject, and HUD announced the proposal to repeal the fair housing regulations last month. Affirmative marketing is currently required and is aimed at promoting fair access to housing and services, ensuring that marginalized communities are actively reached and included in opportunities. And these rules have been in place to help prevent housing discrimination and segregation for years. But a local tenant union leader worries that this proposed rule change would be a step backwards.
On June 3rd, HUD published a notice of proposed rule in the Federal Register entitled Rescission of Affirmative Fair Housing Marketing Regulations. In the 1970s, protections were put in place under the Fair Housing Act that require housing providers in some of HUD's most popular programs, such as Section 8, to affirmatively market units to buyers and tenants regardless of their race, sex, or religion. AG Bonta says the proposed rule would repeal these regulations, which are designed to ensure that federally assisted housing providers do not market available housing to only certain groups, as had been done in the past to maintain racially segregated neighborhoods.
There's been a history of consistent segregation, right? And what we've seen is that it's based on race and class.
That's Rafael Bautista, the director of the San Diego Tenants Union. He thinks this proposed rule represents the rolling back of progress that's been made over the last 50 years.
When we're looking at, cutting funding or cutting opportunity, such as affordable housing, that enables people to seek better opportunities, their intent is more to harm our community.
He tells me that because of intentional discrimination and disparities in access to information, affirmative marketing is necessary to ensure that marginalized residents across America and here in San Diego have a fair opportunity to apply for affordable housing.
We've seen San Diego's housing policies over the last 25 years. It's been a failure. We see people that are unfortunately living on the side of the highways in their tents. We see that these policies are going to exacerbate this even further.
In the letter, the attorneys general argue that the proposed repeal of these long-standing regulations is in direct contradiction with the mandate of the Fair Housing Act.
We're glad that Attorney General Bonta and others have stepped up, and we would hope that, more people in power would step up and do more.
Meanwhile, we did reach out to Attorney General Bonta and HUD. By showtime, we are still waiting to hear back. For now, in the studio, I'm Steffi Roche, CBS 8.